What's going on, guys? ZombifiedGamer here and welcome back to some more This Is the Police. Doctor, euthanasia should be personal choice. I agree. Priest notes prostitution increase. Soap actor Manuel Terrablanca announced completion of film career. Okay. Am I supposed to care? Because I don't. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Well, yeah, I guess doing that job for City Hall last time didn't help make them like me at all. My neighbour died and his wife asked me to help with the funeral arrangements. Can I take the day? No. My band is playing a charity concert for some sick children. Can I have the day off? No. You're needed for this shift. I'm still annoyed at the deaths from last time. Please be advised we're unhappy with the efficiency of Freeburg PD and we're cutting the department's budget. Of course you are. I don't want to lose another person. I lost enough last time. But I guess I can get rid of a detective rather than a cop. Because I have a lot of those still. Let's get rid of Skinner. Even the detective's out per shift. Since he is the worst on that shift, so... Several dozen workers have gone on strike over layoffs and wage cuts. For a while they were expecting someone from the company to negotiate with them, but this never happened. The protesters have armed themselves with improvised weapons and have started to break down the fence. Okay, I'll just send everyone on that, fuck it. And then we can hire some more people. Only one of them is somewhat decent. The rest of them are pretty shit. I do like how one of them's called Farty McDuck though. So let's hire them for shift A. Try and replace the ones we lost. Even though they're not as good. So now I should have 5 for the next shift A, and then it's still going to be 3 on the shift B. Inside a booth in the ladies' public toilet, a woman was overheard holding a man against a wall and attempting to blackmail him into having sex. Crystal Harrington only vaguely made out part of the conversation and immediately ran in to find a phone to call the police. Okay, interesting. I'll see if we can get to that one. It's usually the other way around in those cases that get reported on here. It's interesting to see it this way around. Because it does happen. And I won't be able to get there. It was a false alarm anyway, good. The booth was occupied by a couple who were spicing up their relationship with role-playing games and sex in public places. Okay. I mean, maybe try that roleplay at home rather than in public, so you don't have confusion, because I would have been really pissed off if I would have sent people and wasted resources. And Victor's Varga's got something going down at 1754, cool. Let's have a look at my abduction case, look at the new frames, see if I can actually fit anything in. I think so far this is correct. I just need another picture of the grey car, and I need her with the white doll, rather than the brown teddy. Two women tried to quietly pocket some expensive jewellery at the boutique, but the guard saw everything, stopped them, and demanded that they turn out their pockets. One of the women pulled a gun from her purse, and began to threaten store employees. Okay, let's send everyone, off they go. And there's a hostage situation at the registry office now. Great. A security guard reports that an armed man wearing a frock coat burst into the registry office. He was dragging a young girl in a white dress behind him and demanded that the staff immediately arrange their marriage. That's a bit fucking weird. I won't be able to get there. A waitress says that a suspicious man in a rumpled jacket has been sitting at a table for several hours. He didn't order anything, I bought him coffee, he just sat there staring at me. I'm afraid he's going to watch me until my shift is over and then... The girl stammered, it's scary to imagine. That's probably a false alarm, he's probably just depressed. And they did that perfectly, good. And Robbins is slowly getting his professionalism up. The hostage situation failed, obviously, because I didn't send anyone because I couldn't. and there's a mass riot under smuggling. Without explanation, Karen Sparkle's manager cancelled the Freeburg stop on the incredibly popular singer's tour. She was originally scheduled to perform in the town next month, and incensed fans have gathered at the ice arena where the concert was to be held, demanding to speak with Karen immediately. Senior guard Trevor Hernandez sent his men to calm down the crowd, but the guards were severely beaten and the crowd has begun to break open the doors and windows. Well, sweet Jesus. Let's check out the other one. We just received an anonymous call someone is unloading an arms shipment at the port. All regular workers were sent home early. Okay, I mean, there's no guarantee of a crime there, whereas there is in the other one, so I'll send them on that instead. Hopefully the other two are just false alarms. And of course something else comes in when I have no officers left. Martin Coker, owner of a local grocery store, said that 2 older women with gym bags are hanging around in the parking lot selling cigarettes to passers-by. I can barely make ends meet as it is, and these hucksters are chasing away all my customers. I mean, that's not really a big crime right now. But if they're back in town, I'll send them. The man in question was fired from his job today. He was trying to collect his thoughts and figure out how to get by. So yeah, he was just a bit depressed. And the smuggling was Victor's Farkas thing. I completely forgot you had a thing today. So thanks for the 3 Gs. And that's done perfectly, good. The offender escaped on that one, okay. 2 bearded men came into the train station and began to pray, and then they walked away to different corners of the depot and took off their jackets. Witnesses report that they were both wearing suicide vests. One of the attackers detonated his vest, but the second man's vest didn't work, and he fled in panic into the back rooms of the station. Okay, let's go full force. I can't send the paddy wagon, I don't think, but there we go. Some more new frames, nice. That's for the carjacking. I think some of those are useful. Okay, we solved it, nice. Perfect. Tanner Scott, a high school senior. And he has 2 locations he can be arrested at. Okay. A car wash and his high school. Tanner Scott works at the car wash and spends all his time around cars. Okay. Tanner Scott attends school diligently. Okay. I'm assuming either will work, maybe? Unless only one of them's correct. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we got the offenders. My officers didn't die, but some civilians did, and we got some explosives. It'll do. Let's bring that to the police station. And end the day. Okay, I can't really put anyone onto the next shift because they're already starting to look tired, so... Minesweeper. Most calls are false alarms. Well, not most. Grandmaster Alan Bourne plays 20 simultaneous games in park. Beach to boast new Neptune statue. Okay. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, yeah. Let's whack on White Russian. Please be advised we're unhappy with the efficiency of Freeburg PD. We're cutting the department's budget. Again. Let's get rid of another detective then, I guess. We'll go with Neva. I know you just solved the case, but I don't want to lose any officers and you're the lowest one. Aside from Paddy that's on the other shift, that's the same rank. And I have to send 2 officers on that, but I need the lead detective to make it more successful, or to help guarantee its success. Well, let's take him at school. A bearded man wearing a hood rode a bike into an office building, looked around nervously and walked into the foyer. He quietly placed a black bag behind a pillar and then disappeared. The guard tried to chase the bearded man down, but lost him in the crowded street. Okay, let's go. I guess I'll have to try and arrest Tanner Scott on the next shift when the lead detective's actually available. The reassurance group of Freiburg reports several armed men have stormed into their offices and started attacking their employees. One man pulled out a gun and told the young employee that he'd kill her unless she returned all of his money immediately. Another employee called the police and said that the attackers are drunk and can barely stand on their feet. Yes, they are, damn it, but that's not the point. They're crazy enough to kill someone. The building's lobby is empty and the black bag is near one column. Okay, can you check the package? Inside the package, some mechanism spins up and the package starts humming and vibrating. Okay, make sure everyone's safely away from it. We have a report on the radio that the suspect was spotted in the crowd outside the building. He was smiling, watching the scene as he holds something like a remote control. I don't want to throw tear gas into the crowd because that's just punishing the crowd for no reason. Let's do this. Okay, that was successful. Beautiful. And we got some explosives. I do wonder if I should actually just sell the explosives and stuff when the inspectors aren't in. Or does that give me more chance of having inspectors come in? I don't know. A cleaning lady called to complain about a suspicious man wandering around near the fence. The weirdo spent the last half hour rubbing against the fence, staring at the children. You'd better come arrest him. I mean, that does sound very fucking dodgy. But maybe he's just drunk. I don't know. And we have a new missing person, which I can't send any detectives on because none of them are available, because they're already on a case. Judith Morrow reported to the police that her husband Eric has disappeared. She had returned to home early from a business trip, hoping to surprise him, but the house had been turned upside down and Eric was nowhere to be found. No one at work has seen him for the past 5 days. I see. Well, since I can't send any investigators on it, I can't do it right now, sorry. The man was very drunk and merely holding onto the fence to keep from falling. Okay, so it was a false alarm. But, you know, it could have been a paedophile, you never know. And there's a problem at a bakery. A group of drunken workers gathered at the factory entrance to protest cuts in their shift hours and other privileges. Management at the bread baking plant has ignored their concerns and are calling the police to disperse their disgruntled employees. Okay, let's go. I do like how the newspapers' headings have actually coinciding with the crimes as well, because there was an increase in port sales and there's a lot of drunk people now. Mrs. Wright reports that the basement of an abandoned house has become a black market for unregistered weapons. There's no machine guns but plenty of handguns and they're selling them to young boys, yes I mean children. Do you have any evidence? I guess you do, but I couldn't get there anyway. 3 men were eating dinner in a small restaurant when 2 attackers opened fire from the street. One was killed on the spot, the other 2 hid behind an overturned table and began to return fire. Several more cars pulled up and armed men stepped out to join the shootout. One witness shouted over the phone, "There's a lot of civilians around, a lot of people injured, hurry." Okay, that sounds very gang related to me. Let's just send everything. A supermarket cashier saw a young black man in a hood grab an old lady's shopping bag and run away. Well, he's going to have to get away because I don't have officers for that, so...
410A in progress.
Attempted murder?
Looks like we have a situation here.
Most of the people in the firefight have been killed or seriously injured. 2 of the men on the street continued to shoot at the restaurant. Shoot them.
510 complete.
I mean, they're already shooting, and if you tell them to stop, they'll just turn around and shoot you, so... you may as well shoot them. Don't give them the chance, you know? No new frames. Okay. Disappointing.
910B complete.
Shit, I didn't mean to click off that. I wanted to actually read it. Whoopsie daisy.
410A complete.
Attempted murder report. Yep, someone died. Wasn't very attempted then, was it? No detectives were sent to the crime scene. Yeah, but I didn't have any. I thought maybe you'd keep that one on until the next day that I could send a detective on. I didn't think it had to be there and then, on that particular day. Let's just end the day. Oh, cutscene. He's just clearing his cans.
Who's there?
Jesus Christ.
Show yourself or I'll start popping off.
You already have.
Mr. Boyd, it's me, Mr. Fry.
I don't know any Mr. Fry, and if I did, I wouldn't want him coming around in the middle of the night.
Mr. Boyd, I'm a private detective. I was looking for your wife, Laura.
Right, my wife, Laura. I'm looking for my wife, Laura. Laura Markham Boyd. Right.
Yeah, about that. He's kind of taking a fancy to another girl now. A young woman.
You want to throw on a robe, Mr. Boyd?
I'm not cold. So, Laura, what have you learned?
I know where she lives, who she's with. I know what her plans are. To tell the truth, I learned even more than I expected, but I can't tell you anything.
Why?
I'll keep a hold of this thing just in case. So, what were you saying?
I said I can't share this information with you, Mr. Boyd. You see, Laura... Well, let's say... Your beloved Laura is with a very wealthy man. I consider myself a good investigator, but he figured out pretty quick that I was onto him. We talked, all three of us, me, him, Laura, and, we agreed that I'd stop bothering them, and in return, I'm getting a very good position in the company he owns, Mr. Oh, I almost gave the name away.
You do realize I could shoot you right here.
Well, that would hardly be fair, Mr. Boyd. I might not have come here, you know. But I decided to come clean with you, look you in the eye. I don't want you blaming Emma. She really wanted to help you. Plus, Mr. Boyd, I like you. You're a good chief of police, and I feel bad for you. So I talked to Laura, and she'll call you when she's ready. You just need to wait a little longer, and, well, I'm not taking a penny from you for my services.
Get the fuck out.
Get out. Leave the beer.
But I already drank half of it.
Don't worry, I'm not squeamish. Hey, Fry, take off your shoes.
I'm sorry?
Take off your shoes. Leave them at the door and get out.
But why?
Because when I asked you to leave the beer, it seemed like you didn't really mind. And I want you to mind.
Okay, that's a bit strange, but I see your point.
And the socks. Fine. Good night.
Hooray for free shoes, I guess. Day 95. Well, I'm going to leave this episode here. Leave a like if you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.
I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, hoodoo, bitch. Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Hoodoo, bitch. Let's go.